What's up guys, it's Nunan back here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my NXT Great American Bash predictions. NXT Great American Bash is tonight live on Peacock, and I am here to do my predictions, obviously. So the first match, we are going to start off with the pre-show match, which is going to be Metaphor, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, Ora Mensa, and Noam Dar against the team of Nathan Frazier, Dragon Lee, Ulisa Leon, and Valentina for Royce in an 8-person mixed tag team match. Now, this rivalry has been very interesting. I'm glad that we got another match, and especially I feel like nowadays we don't get really many kickoff matches. So I'm actually glad that NXT's decided to do a kickoff match. So I think it's going to be a very good back and forth match. It's not the 8-person tag that we've seen with only one woman with Thea and Ava earlier at Stand and Deliver. So maybe it'll be more of a fair advantage. But I think a Metaphor is going to win. Just based off of, I think they're going to try to build them as a top faction. And Ulisa, Dragon Lee, Frazier, and Valentina, they're not really they're not really a team, they're not really a faction, they're just kind of friends that join together because they don't like Metaphor. So I think Metaphor will win and stamp their name in like the factions now. Next up we have the first match for Gable Steveson, and he is going to go against Baron Corbin. Now, personally, I really do not care for this match, just based off of there's no story behind it. And maybe if they would have had Chad Gable, since Gable Steveson did suplex him at WrestleMania last year. But yeah, I really do not care for this match, and I think it's obvious that Gable Steveson will pick up the win because he's one of their biggest names right now. Not wrestling-wise, but name-wise. So I don't think they'll have him lose his first match. Next up, we have, for the NXT North American Championship, we have Dirty Dominic Mysterio defending the title against Mustafa Ali and Wes Lee. Now, this is the match that nobody saw coming, having Dirty Dom into this match, and the champion at that. It was a complete shock to me, and I bet a lot of people when Dominic defeated Wes Lee for the North American Championship because of how good the reign was for it to just end on an NXT episode. And I feel like maybe Wes would have not even lost if he would have still had the title tonight against Ali if it was a regular one-on-one. But I think this is going to be an amazing triple threat. I cannot wait to see what happens. If Rhea will get involved, she most likely will. Probably take out Wes Lee. I don't know what. There's so many possibilities, and it's just going to be such a good triple threat match because I feel like that's what the North American Championship does, is puts out great match after great match after great match. So I think they're going to do that tonight. And my prediction, honestly, I think Dominic is going to retain. I feel like they want him to get more heat. So by Rhea helping him again, or him cheating his way to a victory, I think he's going to win. So my prediction is he's retaining the title, and he'll probably pin Mustafa since he already pinned Wes Lee. Next up, we have a Weapons Wild match with Blair Davenport and Roxanne Perez. Now, this rivalry, it's been a focal point on NXT, but I feel like I haven't really drawn to it as I should have, or as they wanted me to. I think the match is going to be great either way. It's going to be interesting to see if they use new weapons, because I know Roxanne and Cora had this match before at Halloween Havoc. So it's going to be great to see how this one goes. And my predictions, I think Roxanne is going to win just based off of Blair winning their first encounter. I think to end the feud, Roxanne could maybe win and then go back to the title picture. But I also could see that for Blair to win this match and then go for the title picture. So I think this is kind of like a number one contenders kind of matchup because Roxanne still hasn't had that one-on-one opportunity at the title. So yeah, I think Roxanne is gonna win, probably with like a pop rocks through a table or something like that. Next up, we have the NXT Tag Team Championships. We have Gallus defending the titles against the Family, Tony D'Angelo, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. I think this match is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a short match. I feel like the tag team matches on pay-per-views are always short, for some reason. And yeah, I really haven't like been invested to the story as much. So it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be a good match. But I think it's gonna be a short match. So my prediction, I think the Family will actually win. I think Gallus have had a good run, but it to me it has not been a memorable run. I feel like they haven't really been the team that I think that they were on NXT UK with like the dominant team. Obviously, they've held the titles for so long, but it's just like I really haven't gravitated towards them as much as I should be. And I think it's time for Stacks and D'Angelo to win the titles. And honestly, I think if they don't win the titles, one of them is turning on each other tonight. But I think this whole storyline was centered around them bonding together and being more of a dominant team, that I think it's time for them to win the titles, and it would be a shock to everybody else. And I feel like they need to have a title change, and this is the one I see happening the most. So yeah, the Family will become new NXT Tag Team Champions. Next up, we have a submission match for the NXT Women's Championship. We have Tiffany Stratton defending the title against Thea Hale. This one, I feel like it's a lot of people are not liking it because it's making Tiffany like tap over and over and making her look weak, crying, and stuff like that. And many people do not like Thea Hale. I personally feel like this is just the beginning of the reign of Tiffany Stratton. I mean, it's her first defense or her first storyline, and I feel like she has so much more to like do in this story that I feel like people should stop worrying about this one storyline. I know it's not the best storyline and stuff like that, but it's not the worst that we've seen. But I think Tiffany is going to pull out so many different submissions, I feel like, tonight. Because we don't really see her do submissions at that. We've seen her do the modified Muda lock at Battleground against Lyra, so maybe she'll pull that out, or maybe she'll pull out a submission that we haven't seen in a while. But I think Tiffany will retain. I don't see Thea winning. I don't see her, no offense, but I do not see her being the face of the NXT Women's Division this soon. And yeah, I just think Tiffany is going to retain. And now we get to the main event. We have the NXT Championship on the line. Carmelo Hayes facing Ilya Dragunov. This match is going to be great. You can give them 10 minutes and they're going to put on a great performance, but give them like 15, 20 minutes and it is going to be probably the match of the year candidate. I feel like they fit better style-wise than Braun and Carmelo fit. Don't get me wrong, they had great matches, Carmelo and Braun, but I feel like Carmelo and Dragunov is a great matchup. I feel like there's going to be so many near falls and so many like... I honestly, what happened on NXT, Trick Williams costs Carmelo or turns on him, and then that's the end of them two? Because I feel like a lot of these times where like Carmelo's going to the main roster or like Trick wants to do something, I feel like Carmelo's stopping Trick, or then Trick is not with Carmelo when he goes to Raw and SmackDown, stuff like that. So it's like very like interesting to see how things are gonna play out, because I feel like the eventual breakup is coming soon, but just not yet. Um, but my prediction, I think Carmelo is gonna win, because I think they're not done with his title reign. He worked so hard to get to this. Um, fans, including me, have been waiting years to see him win this title, and for him to finally win it and then drop it this soon, that would be upsetting to see. So I don't think he's gonna lose, but I don't think this is the end of the story between these two. But yeah, that was my predictions for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave your predictions down in the comment section below. I would love to read and reply to them. But like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, champs.